through now. Coming through. Shake it like it's heat. Hold the drive.
You know, quite frankly, there's not a lot to fully say about Part 2, Battle Tendency. It's truly a part and arc that speaks for itself. It's when things really start to get crazy and chaotic in terms of, well, everything. Character moments and motivations, the fights, the powers, the skills and absurd tactics used in said fights. The ability of running away has never been glorified like this and really can't be bested in any other series that I can think of at the top of my head. And before someone down in the comments specifically tells me, actually in this one anime, this character uses running as a maneuver to overcome. Don't care, please stop.
Don't care, didn't ask, plus your Frieza.
The Pillarmen are beings that show off immense prowess and flex skill that are unmatched by any other life form in the whole universe. Just ask Cars, the original Chainsaw Man, then transform into the ultimate life form. A character powerful enough that, with abilities later revealed in the series that have 10 ways to fuck with time, people still slightly debate whether or not he could be killed, but one of the answers to that is, this guy. He was so powerful that nothing on Earth could beat him at the time. Solution? Send that fucker above the exosphere then. You can't beat the cold, vicious vacuum that is space. And honestly, I would go into depth about the Jojo squad this time around, but there's really only one character that deserves all the attention, as they definitely make the part. One that's had a very compelling arc and shows that they've matured throughout their time of the series. Suzy Q and her gateway to the sweetest of Italian pussy. Okay, Suzy Q's husband, Joseph Joestar. If there's anything to really say about Battle Tendency, is that Joseph absolutely steals the show, even in book form. I've already made my video on part 1, check that out if you want. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say that Phantom Blood was groundbreaking and blew my mind. It served its purpose, Jonathan did his thing, and the story carried on. Joseph did his thing, and more. Like, a lot more. First thing is that he always finds a way to exceed and twist your expectations. That man makes being a 120 IQ dumbass work somehow. Quite frankly, he deals with the vampire in the most rational way possible, using a gun. Joseph has always been a fun and dumb character, constantly doing and saying shit that may or may not help the situation, but then you realize it's all part of his master plan. Like, what? His skill to find a way out of a situation is what always makes him entertaining, that and his brash attitude. And this even carried into part 3 a bit, where Joseph definitely took more of the initiative and being a leader. Dude literally put his foot down. That was great to see him mature into the leadership role as opposed to just doing what he's doing to either piss someone off or just because he's told to do so. He truly is the Joestar of the show. Fun fact, his mom is smoking hot. That's it. That's it. That's canon.
Nice!
But enough about the pros. Is there anything from part 2 that's a bit on the weak end? Well, as much as I do love Joseph, and from the fact that I did say that he does carry the part, almost too much though. Battle Tendency doesn't really give an opportunity to let other characters have a chance to truly shine, or at least have an absolute moment that defines them, or at least not enough. I like Lisa, I like Stroheim, I just wish there was more. There's really only one other moment for one other person to do something, and that was from Caesar, who at first I thought was pretty cool, and he has the one fight to show off how Homon wasn't a boring power system for a solid minute. However, everything else he was doing was pretty much just being an asshole, and that's about it. In comparison to other Jobros in later parts, and even with William Zappelli, yes, of course, they would start off not really liking or caring about their Jojo, but then sooner or later warm up to them and become genuine allies and friends even. Caesar only sometimes got along with Joseph, and legit only cared until the last second. Honestly, someone who better fit the role was Stroheim. He, on the other hand, was actually pretty cool, and was a really great ally, and has fun moments with Joseph. Quite frankly, he's a better Jobro than Caesar. But other than those weaker points, Battle Tendency was a pretty bizarre part. I mean, I don't think there's really any other story or arc of one where there's a 6-foot-tall snarky teenager whose allies are of a man who likes bubbles, a cyborg Nazi, and a black guy who were up against Aztec's flexing gods and fought them through the power of the sun and bullshit. All of that put together sounds like there's no flow to the story, just like the script of this video. Always moving to the next big thing before you even know it. And that is the video on Part 2 Battle Tendency. Now, to be completely dumb honest, I wanted to make this video because I already had a handful of Part 3 videos, and I just made the last video about Part 1. But then realized I would never really have a video on Battle Tendency, and my OCD would be screaming if I didn't make one. So, here we are. Just a quick touch-up on our favorite English New Yorker, that is Joseph Joestar. Again, I don't really have too much to say about Battle Tendency. It's just this crazy fucking part in and of itself of all the things that just kind of do its own thing, and there's really not too much you can really go into depth about. Quite frankly, the only other thing I can say, which would be, I guess you could say, controversial, is I personally just don't like Hamon. I think it's just kind of a boring power system. There, I said it. I don't think anyone would be even watching up to this point, or they've clicked away. But if you did skip over that hurdle, thank you for watching, of course. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You know what to do with all the links that I provide and everything of the sort. Thank you for watching. That's greatly appreciated, of course. Have a great day, have a great night, and everything else, you know what to do.